Hello, welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for selecting me to do your reading today. This will be channel messages from Spirit and your higher self. Hopefully you can gain some insight to help you on your journey forward. And yeah, let's dive in. So today when I was meditating on your energy, I got a lot of messages of self-love, okay? And basically what I was getting is that it's important to know that it's okay to fill your own cup, okay? That even though, and of course, take this how it resonates, but a lot of us were taught that we were to put other people ahead of us, ahead of ourselves, okay? And to put ourselves ahead of people would be selfish, okay? But I want you to know that it's actually the opposite of selfish, okay? Because taking care of yourself first and making sure that you have that love and that you are taken care of, then you are able to actually better serve other people, okay? Um, Make sure that you're getting enough rest, okay? I know that there's probably a lot going on in your life right now, but keep in mind that resting is a part of productivity as well, okay? I'm just reading my notes here, sorry. Um, Confirmation. Um, I'm also getting that you've been working on yourself a lot lately, and Spirit is so proud of you. And I'm super proud of you. I mean, you've come a long way, and I know that you've been through things, heartbreak, and I'm sending you so much love. You're doing so well right now. Um, and then I'm also hearing that some of you might think that you're on a twin flame journey, um, and you very well may be. But the thing is, just keep in mind that when you're in separation, it is the most important for you to focus on yourself. Okay, so let's say it is a true flame, a twin flame journey. Okay, um, just keep in mind that in order for things to work out, and mostly for yourself, you need to focus on how you can improve yourself and move yourself forward. Okay? And that's a part of what the separation is for. And also keep in mind that after you go through your growth phase, it is very possible that you may not want that person anymore. And it loops back to self-love. Okay, so make sure that you are pouring into yourself and just know that it's okay to pour into yourself. Okay, I'm sending you a lot of love right now. You're doing amazing. Um, I know that you have really huge plans, and I see that you're making steps toward that right now, and that's amazing. Keep going, okay? So next, what I would like to do is get into a little tarot. I have questions written down based on this topic that I would like to have answered. So my first question, I'm using the Ethereal Visions Tarot. I love this deck. So my first question, what aspects of the collective's emotional world is seeking nurturing and attention? So what aspects of the collective's emotional world is seeking nurturing and attention? Thank you so much, Spirit, for looking over this reading. Please bring forward messages for the collective's highest and greatest good. Thank you so much. Okay. What aspect of the collective's emotional world is seeking nurturing and attention? So we have the Emperor and the Queen of Wands, or the Queen of Cups, I'm sorry. The Emperor and the Queen of Cups. And I like to read intuitively. So what this says to me is that on your masculine side, maybe holding on to things a little too tightly and trying to have a little bit of too much control over certain situations, okay? And then what this is also calling for is to maybe be more like the Queen of Cups, okay? Pour love into the situation and try to, and it comes back to self-love, right? So this is the full message, right? Is try to put more love into the situation and take that how it resonates, okay? Try not to have so much control. And that's what typically the Emperor signifies, especially in this context for me, okay? So the next question, what emotional patterns or beliefs is the collective ready to release, okay? What emotional patterns or beliefs is the collective ready to release? Okay. Okay, so we have the Queen of Pentacles, and we also have Temperance. Okay. So again, I like to read intuitively, and what this is telling me, since this is what you're ready to release, this is telling me that you're ready to release your self-worth being based on your monetary income, okay? I want you to know that what you make does not define you as a person, okay? And with Temperance here, you know, it's calling to be more balanced, okay? So sometimes we go through things in life to show us, to kind of separate who we are as an eternal being having a human experience, right? With the material world, okay? And we live in a society where, you know, it's all about hustle and, you know, the hustle and grind and making money. Sure. You know, I'm not saying that we shouldn't make money, and I'm not saying that we shouldn't have abundance, which we actually all deserve, okay? But the irony is putting your self-worth on the same level as having a lot of money, okay? The irony is you have to feel abundant before you receive abundance, okay? Because just one of the paradoxes of our life, okay? One of the paradoxes of living on a floating rock in space, okay, is that sending signals to the universe is actually, we have to kind of feel it within ourselves first. Okay. Um, so yeah. Um, the next question I have: where does a collective need to establish or reinforce boundaries to honor self love? Where does a collective need to establish or reinforce boundaries to honor self love? Okay. So, again, um, not again, but we have the Four of Pentacles, which to me reinforces holding on to things too tightly. Okay. Pentacles, of course, have to deal with the material world. And um, it seems that there is a lot of messages right now for this collective of self love and not having to deal with um, material things. Okay. So keep that in mind. Okay. What you have right in front of you um, does not define who you are, okay? And always remember that what you see in your immediate reality is actually a reflection of your past, not a reflection of who you are right now, okay? It takes a while for the 3D realm to catch up to your 5D abundance. So keep that in mind, okay? Then we also have justice, okay? So these two cards together, justice tells me that you also have to make sure that things are fair and balanced in your life. Whether that is people around you, your work life, and again, with self love. I mean, I think it just, so many things come back to that. And here we have at the bottom of the deck is the Five of Pentacles, which also signifies a feeling of lack. Okay? So I really just want you to know, like, I'm sending you so much love right now. And it feels like from this reading that some things might be kind of tough in your life right now. But I want you to know that you're actually doing an amazing job. Okay? You're right where you need to be. And these are not to put you down in any way, shape, or form, rather to show you what you've actually overcome, okay? These are energies that are clearing away, okay? So let us move on to the next question. Okay, what self-love practices has the collective successfully integrated? Okay, what self-love practices has the collective successfully integrated? Okay, so here we have the Eight of Pentacles, which to me, you're working on something. You're working on something really big, actually, and life changing. And you know it's life changing, okay? I think what is happening right now, it's all coming really clear to me right now, is that Spirit needed you to find this message about self-love because it's probably one of the only blocks for you and what this is. This to me You started a new project, and you see in this card, okay, again, I would like to read intuitively. Um, in this card, he has five of his pentacles proudly displayed, two more behind him, and he's almost done with this last pinnacle. So that's where you are right now. You've been working on a project really for a really long time and really hard, and it's almost come to a conclusion. And let me tell you something. Once you once you start to pour love into yourself, you also have the Ace of Wands here, which that is a new spark of passion. And I really believe that once you pour more love into yourself, this project is going to take off. Like, what are you working on? I'm really curious about that, actually. Um, but okay, so that's all the questions that I have for Spirit for you, and messages from your higher self. I hope this resonated with you. If you enjoyed this reading, I will be going into an extended reading where I will ask more questions of Spirit. Questions like, what still lingers from the collective's past that needs to be released? How are you grounding your heart? What energy is trying to enter your heart? Are you truly ready to open your heart? Or if not, what is still needed? And what kind of love aligns with the version of yourself you are becoming? Okay? Again, I hope that resonated with you. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next reading.